Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn with me, Iron Mega, and Ukraine. So, in the last episode we actually made quite a lot of progress. If you look at our stability, we have 41%, and we also have a pretty nice stability of the regime now. Well, much better than we started with anyway, 46%, and the chances of revolt is at 7%. Now, this is due to the fact that we have undertaken a number of reforms here. We have founded the Anti-Corruption Bureau, we did the judiciary system reform, we made a police reform, and we passed an anti-corruption action plan. Now we're looking at an education reform, after which we might look into the healthcare reform, or go to the Ukrainian Industrialization. But before we do that, I actually wanted to double back on the police reform and speak a bit about that one. Now, it says here that the militia is a relic of the Soviet past. Now, remember that we have taken this reform in the year 2001 in the game, but that's not what happened in the real world. In the real world, the militia, or militia, if I pronounced it correctly, was the police force of Ukraine from 1917 to 2015. So this reform was actually done at the year 2015, when the National Police of Ukraine was founded. Now, this might, to the Western viewers, this might not sound so horrifying, but me as a guy from Czech Republic, which is an ex-satellite state of Soviet Union, this is horrifying. What happened in Czech in the early 90s is that the situation with the public security, as it was called here, veřejná bezpečnost in Czech, was so bad that during some of the early years, I think it was the 1990 and 1991, some of the cities actually hired private security companies to enforce law, because the police was so corrupt and so inept that they couldn't work at all. Now, I read a bit about the Ukrainian militia, or the militia, and they were notorious for their corruption. They were actually involved in a downright murder and beheading of a Ukrainian journalist, and it was a huge scandal. So after the Revolution of Dignity in 2004, there was a number of steps taken to deal with the rampant corruption and police brutality and abuse. But it did not help. So in the year 2015, after the Crimean crisis, it was actually decided that the police will be reformed. Now, I'm not sure what the situation is now in Ukraine, but I would guess that the constant push for the anti-corruption laws would help. But again, this is somewhere where I guess your experience, if you're Ukrainian, can tell me way more. I'm actually going to ask my friends from Ukraine about this. I had absolutely no idea, so next time I meet them, I'll have a lot to talk about with them. And way more than I would probably like. And it's going to have some uncomfortable consequences for both sides when we speak about this. But yeah, or I don't mean like we're going to be punished or anything. It's just going to be an unpleasant talk. One of my friends, that's she's a 45-year-old. She's a dentist, and she came to Czech to work here years ago, and she had all these horrible stories about the corruption at Ukrainian courts. And up until now, I actually didn't take that serious, but I'll have to ask her to tell me those stories again, because it was really, really baffling hearing that. Anyway, we're making money, which is good, and we're working on the educational reform. Now, we have discussed this briefly at the end of the previous episodes, but I really think that switching to the Ukrainian industrialization might be a good idea, because it's going to give us some civilian industries. I guess, even like the military industry here. Actually, it takes a lot of money though, but I think it's still worth it. And the naphtha gas and the Ruthenian steel and the Zaporozhye industrial plants would be good as well. But what I think I'm going to do is go in Ukrainian industrialization, then the automobile industry, which helps with the construction speed, and then we're going to go with the cars production licenses, which creates a license production of M1113 Humvee in Ukraine and Mitsubishi Q to Ukraine. And we get 2 off-map civilian industries and gain 1 research slot. So that should be fairly good. Own automobile industry would be nice, I guess. But actually, wait. That gives us... Okay. That gives us... Oh, okay, I get it. So we either go with the 1 research slot route, or we go with the own automobile production and we can get extra 4 civilian industries. So actually that's not that bad. But there's not that many research slots, to be honest. That is... Can we... Would this work? Yeah, okay, so we basically have 2 technologies that can help with that. There's the SRDSC, requires revive the Ukrainian Navy. And then there's this one, which will give us an extra research slot. And that's all there is to it. Okay, there's some down here as well. Okay, I have absolutely no idea. That's some monarchy stuff. But yeah, we basically have just 2 ways how to get an extra research slot, and I think this is worth it. The civilian industry, okay, well, I mean, we can build that, but getting the research slot is a bit more valuable for us. So let's go with that route. Okay, let's go with the second construction. What's that gonna tell us? Modernizing our tools and equipment will further aid our construction efforts. Okay, cool. And that's construction free. Which, wow, we could get that one as well. Industrial repair. Okay. I mean, that's something we desperately need, though. Oh, we're back to 1 factory. Can we pay for more? Is that within our means at this point? It is. Okay. These industrial capacities, so let's do that. Oh, and we finished our 2nd frigate. Nice. So where are you? You're in the reserve. So now we get 2 of you. So let's see if we can modernize you a bit. We do have the experience, so wait. How do you do this properly? So we have, that's the destroyer here, Krivak class. So let's modify it to Krivak class 2. And we are going to give you better light guns to give you a bit more light attack and light piercing. We are going to give you, what is this? Auxiliary slot. A better radar. And fire control system. Okay, that helps with the anti-air greatly. So let's get the Krivak class 2. Save it. And see if we can upgrade you guys to the better stuff, and I always forget how you do that. Damn. There's a way how you can do it, but I always forget how to do it. Design. Krivak class 2. Damn. Refit ships. Ah, here it is. Gotcha. Can I do that as well? Okay. So good. They will take that time to refit, which is great. And then we can build a third one. Good. So we're gonna have 3 boats. And this one is being repaired. It's gonna take a lot of time to refit that one, but I think it's worth it. So later on we're gonna modernize them further because we need to do that. Let's do it step by step. You know, ships that are useless. So I think it's always a good idea. Okay, we're still making some money. That is good. I think the increase in stability is doing us a lot of good as far as our income goes, and we're also having quite a nice boost from the stable growth. I'd like that one to go a bit higher, but I don't think we have anything we can do with that right now. We've done a couple of steps. Yeah, we're doing this support campaign. How did we manage to do with that independence based on the effect that we had? Where is it? Here it is. Yes, our independence is now 38. So that's pretty good. I would really like to get it to at least 50, meaning that we are sort of semi-independent. Though I have absolutely no idea how other nations have it, but yeah, that would be my goal. Though we are not getting a lot of political power. Neglected education is lowering that. Pro-Western propaganda, support campaigns, stability, and high police and intelligence funding and education reform is actually killing that. Oh well. Also, it's pretty good. I mean, if you look into that, we're gonna get some pretty good numbers when all of that goes away. Though the pro-Western, actually, do we see something here regarding the stance of the people? Because they were pro-Western support, so that would be Western conservatives. Yeah, okay. 21.8%, so we're actually having that happen. Okay, it was slightly bleeding out money now, but that is not an issue. The industry is working. Pretty happy about all of that. So I think we can speed it up a bit and check the world. So Afghanistan is still locked in their fight. South Sudan, the African World War. Damn, there's way more fighting now in Liberia than that. Oh, actually, just as I said that, Liberia took the territory from Liberians United for Reconciliation and Democracy. That's a weird name, but I guess that's the state. That's not the state name. It's more of a movement that was trying to do something. Okay, nothing happening here. Nope. Actually, there's a war between Burma and Kachin state. Lamung Jai. No, wait, no, they're not at war. Are they fighting some rebels? They probably are. We have no intelligence in this combat, but it is happening. So that's one thing that we know for sure. Okay, stability dropped to 40. Don't know why. Hope it won't drop more. But our production should not be stable. Yeah, we're producing everything. We're almost done with upgrading all of our airborne APCs. So that is good news. We can use that factory for something else later on. So education reform has been done. Low salaries for most educated employees, state neglect of universities and colleges, and simply a lack of care of anything have left the education system in ruins. We should push to make our education free across the border and reverse the damage that has been done by years of neglect. Cool. So we've done that. Now let's see what the effect... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, we can definitely not afford more investments in anything. So let's go and start with the industrial policies. This should kind of heavily help with our income, but the 20 billion that's going to be deducted from our treasury is going to be a huge blow. That's gonna... Well, though I don't think it's gonna be that bad. We can take it, and I guess I'm gonna increase. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to increase the taxation a bit, because yeah, I mean that's normal. The more services you provide to your people, the more you have to, tax your people. Unfortunately, that's the truth of the reality. But stability is now 43%. Yeah, we're losing money left and right. So I'm gonna wait a bit for the political power to get to at least 100. Then we're gonna increase the taxes by 2%. So that's gonna be awful. That is gonna be awful, and our debt is increasing steadily. Dang it. Well, I could always double down and just go back to free primary and secondary education, which would... It's not such a big difference though, it's like 0.4... Actually not 0.4, 0.04. It's not worth it. No, it's not worth it. And Syria declared war on Syria. So there's a civil war raging here between Ali Sadreddin al-Bayouni and Bashar al-Assad. So we all know how that's gonna end, or how it ended. Actually, this is the influence. Oh yeah, that is the influence. So maybe we can see that China has a bit of influence in Russia. That's interesting to see. So how does that work? Germany, France, Russia, 65% independent. Poland, 61%. Belarus, 55%. Man, even Belarus is more independent than we are. Local protests. Some of us have been experiencing, yeah, it's the same thing. Okay, let them protest, but this is not going exactly our way if you look at the consequences, because what is it? The stability of the regime. Damn it, where are you? There's the bankruptcy check. Oh, here it is. The stability of the regime is 55%, but the chance of revolt is 9%, which is not exactly helping. Disband the militia. Extra manpower is gained. Oh, what is this? Civilians with weapons, a terrible mix. Change in popularity. Delete Ukrainsky militsil template and remove all units created with this template. Ukrainsky militsil. Where are you? Here. Okay, so that's the militia units. Let's see how many we have. We have one in the First Army. We have one in the Second Army. And we have 3... Oh yeah, it's gonna be the Donbas units, yes. Donetsky militsil and Luhansky militsil. Court local leaders. How's chance of reward? I move 0.5 billion. Strike arms smuggling. Send in the National Guard. Support campaigns. reinforce the militia. Get more of those units. You know what? I'm not gonna play with that. Instead, what I want to do is increase the taxes to pay for this. So let's do that. Okay, we're back at reasonable budget, but that's going to not affect our taxation at all, and we're no longer bleeding out money. So good for that. But yeah, disbanding the militia is actually a pretty good idea, I think. I'm not entirely sure what the effect. Yeah, I don't think it has any other effect that would, see that we could see the Donbass, reign in Donbass, Izmail, Crimea, and Donbass is no longer a core. But we need over 80% stability of the regime. Okay, I think that can be achieved. Okay, we're back in positive numbers, so the debt is not crushing us anymore. And the Ukrainian industrialization is almost done. So hopefully that, I don't know if we're gonna get all those factories available, but if we do, that is nice. If we don't, well, we tried. We tried anyway. What is this? The war on terror. Romanian election. Actually, we should get this. Haha, did I miss? Oh wow, I think I missed a lot of these. Okay. Damn. Why didn't this pop up? Did it? That's weird. So, the war on terror. A fortnight attack after the East Coast terrorist attack, Bill Clinton held what might be the most defining speech of the early 2000s. They talked about international and foreign policy and made a declaration of "for us or against us" by exclaiming the following: "Every nation in every region now has a decision to make. Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists. From this day forward, any nation that continues to harbor or support terrorism will be regarded by the United States as a hostile regime." So actually the United States have been hit by the 9/11. Okay. Pridnestrovian election. Igor Smirnov re-elected. It's kind of weird that we're not getting these pop-ups. I would have guessed that that would be coming up. Decisions. And this is the EU. European Union tutorial. Okay. So, how far are we with the Ukrainian? Okay, 5 more days. That's pretty good. We are still seems to be doing well with money. Yes. Okay, we're actually making a decent amount. This is gonna be a big hit to the budget though. 20 billion from the treasury taken. Let's hope that it's worth it, because it's gonna increase our debt significantly. But it had to be done. It had to be done, and we're gonna go on our way to get the extra research slot. Ukraine relies heavily on its industrial base for its economic growth. The major cities of Kiev, Lviv, and Zaporozhye all contain some form of industry that has driven their growth throughout the years. We must keep this trend or else we stagnate. Okay, so next comes the automobile industry, and we're gonna go with the cars production licenses. So let's go there. Yeah, the debt. Oh, the debt. But, well, we're still in positive numbers, so at least that's something that can be said for that. So let's repay a bit of the debt at least. We're now at 54, almost 55 billion in debt. And we're paying, well, it's still a reasonable amount. How's the education? 0.11. Defense 0.15. Okay, I mean, as long as we keep this positive and it doesn't get worse, eventually we're gonna build all of those factories and they will make us happy. So we now have 2 working on this. It would be good if we could get the additional industrial project in that, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Unless we increase our debt, that is. Well, it's a living. So yeah, I made the decision, definitely we're gonna go with the extra research spot. That is definitely good for us. So neural network revival. So do we go further with data mining, production efficiency growth, and research speed? Yeah, we need to, get that up and running as fast as possible. So what's actually data mining? Data mining is the practice of examining large databases to generate new information. This practice can help improve our ability to develop and improve our level of technology. Well, definitely. So it is the actual exact data mining. Okay, to construction. One thing that I haven't really checked is how we can get that last 5th slot. We would need to go with Lessons of Tuzla Island Conflict. Okay. Then we could go with this one. Oh no, we need all of them. The Poking of the Bear. No, one of the following. Okay, so even the Tuzla conflict. Defensive visionism. Okay, new plans. Naval yards. Oh, okay. And armor and Ukrainian armed forces reform. Okay, so this is actually a pretty good thing to go for afterwards, especially this one. More available naval dockyards than 5. State Research and Design Shipbuilding Center. Revive the Ukrainian Navy. Zaporozhye and Odessa. 2 naval yards. Yeah, okay, so we need that. That's the neglect that I have been talking about, actually. Have we already... No, we haven't modernized even one of those ships. Damn. But I'm happy to say that we have airborne APCs in reserve, as well as mounted anti-tank guided missiles. So we're building these 3.93 per week. So once the extra day is done, I'm going to cancel this one and put it in something else. Okay. And what will that be? Actually, we're starting to produce a decent amount of everything, it seems. Let's put you on small arms, because that's something that we're definitely missing. And once we get you, I'm gonna put you, I guess, on small arms as well, because I mean that is one of the most important things. If our units don't have guns, then what the hell are they gonna do? Cry? Well, I mean, they will cry. They will cry as hell, but that's not the actual point of this. So let me see the infantry tab. Can we purchase some small arms? How much would we get? 240 units for 2 billion. That sounds like a nice deal, but I don't think we can afford it at all. Actually, are we bleeding on money again? No, we aren't. We're actually gaining money, it seems. Though I can't... I think we might not be. It's weird, I don't know. So we're gonna finish the automobile industry, and then I'm gonna end the episode here. I'll hope that we can maybe get some money and boost the construction. Actually, I could go with... Yeah, you know what? We need a bit more... We need a bit more investment here. So let's lease some industrial projects and invest a bit in the industry. Yeah, that's gonna make it much faster, and we're gonna boost it further. 25 of August 2002. Well, it's a living. So that's gonna be one of the 4 factories that we need to get some more. 5 are the tax costs now. Damn. Okay, bleeding on money a bit, but nothing major. And we're actually getting quite a decent amount of political power. So can we... Propaganda campaign. Nationalist support. No, I want to... Let's get the support campaign running. We need to increase the stability of the regime. And I want to disband the militias as well. That is something that is just not going to fly with me. Okay, getting 4.52 per day is better than it used to be. Still, that is going to be, what? About 1,500 per year. So we're looking at a decade until we get enough small arms. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, I think most of these units have some small arms. No, actually they... No, they do. Okay, we do have some older ones. So once we get enough of them, we will still need to rearm our units. That's where the military factories will come handy. I know that there were some in the industrial chain. There's Beef Den Mush. It gives 1 extra factory. Anything else? Well, there was some here. Remember, I saw something here, didn't I? Okay, here's 1 military industry. 2 actually. National armor production, so that's 2 extra. And... Okay, there's another one. Okay, Angolan civilian war ends. Okay, so we really weren't getting the events. That's weird. I don't know why that was turned off. Sorry about that. I should have had that on since the very beginning. But the Angolan civilian war ended. The Angolan civil war has come to an end. Raging since the 1970s, the conflict was fought between 2 former independence-fighting allies, the MPLA and UNITA. MPLA, ally of the former Soviet Union, has managed to overcome and defeat UNITA. Okay, Angola is once again whole. Actually, I think I haven't spoken about that conflict, right? I was speaking just about the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Oh, it's a living. Okay, Putin is still at power, so it is... Well, either they're working their way through this, and they didn't have the 2000 election, or they did and went with Putin. So, it is the most likely outcome, I'm pretty sure. So, either is possible, but... Well, what can you do? What can you do? Okay, 25th of August. Just 6 days to get the automobile industry. And microcomputing will be finished soon. And we're actually, it's 5%, additional 5%. We got extra 5% here and the 3 here. So that's 18% already boosting our research and production efficiency as well. That's military output though. But that's a boost as well. Lack of resources penalty, okay. And here comes the automobile industry. Vehicles of any kind are an important resource for countries to have at their disposal. They allow for the transportation of men and materials, while also providing jobs at the same time. It is worthwhile to discuss future industrial investments in this sector. So again, National Spirit Civilian Industry Project, which grants civilian industry construction speed 20%. And that is awesome. That is definitely awesome. Oh wow, we can actually confirm non-block status. And the foreign policy initiative here opened. Western doctrines, Euroscepticism, Black Sea dialogue, Black Sea Union. Oh, here's the NATO membership action plan. Okay, closer ties with the West. Huh, interesting. We're gonna have to look into that. So, we finished the automobile industry and I'm gonna start the cars production licenses next. Toyota, Mercedes, Chevy, Kia, Dodge, BMW, Jeep, and so many more companies are always looking for the next place to build a factory. Discussing the opportunity of bringing foreign investors in is right at our fingertips. So yeah, we get 2 off-map civilian industries, which is good, and we get 1 research slot. Now, we could get more factories this way, but I'm gonna go for that research slot instead because we definitely need it. Now, I don't know what exactly we're gonna fill it with, but my guess would be either land doctrines, though I'm not... This one, right? Yeah, 21st century reevaluation. Because these takes forever, but can turn the war around. Or maybe we could start looking at some technologies here, just making ourselves better. Not entirely well. These vehicles would be pretty good though. I can tell you, definitely would boost our military end. I'm pretty sure most of our units are using those. None of the infantry though. Yeah, these, wow, 9 out of 58. So the bigger units use them. They're probably used for recon as well, so those will be quite important in the long run. Yeah, 168. So we definitely need to look into the utility vehicles. That is something. We're also building those, so getting them earlier and better on. But you know, I'd appreciate any comment in that sort of what you would focus on, because for me that's gonna be a bit of a guessing work what would benefit us the most. We could focus on economy more as well, but we're already doing leaps in that. But there's still nanofibers and 3D printers. Look at that, it just gives us so much in the production area. But producing crap is still producing crap. Well, we won't go that much further, will we, in these? No, we will. So I might just start doing something in here. Well, quite honestly, after we finish the researches, we might just jump here. That would be extra 10% naval and military output plus 5%, and here is another. Oh, that's retention though. So this one is a bit more valuable because we're not going to be jumping from 1 to 1. Anyway, I'll keep that to off-cam investigation. Thank you for joining me. See you in the next episode.